You're playing by the evangelical rules when you talk about Christianity and you didn't even know it. I've got 3 hidden assumptions that are shaping those conversations. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. First one is when you've ever had a conversation about picking and choosing what parts of the Bible to believe, or like, how do I know which parts of the Bible are true? There's an underlying assumption there that the only appropriate way to read the Bible is literally, and that the only way that the Bible is true is if it literally happened. But there's a lot of ways to believe in something or trust something or find truth, right? There's all kinds of literature. Like, you look at just famous novels, those are true, even though they didn't happen. They talk about the deeper aspects of the human experience. And the evangelicals want to shape the narrative just around a literal reading of the Bible, when that's not the only option. The next one is when you have some conversation about whether or not this idea or concept will get you to heaven or hell. And the underlying assumption here is that the primary goal of Christianity has to do with the afterlife, which the Bible barely talks about, right? You can go to my other videos to see more information about that, but the Bible barely talks about it. However, the sacred text of Christianity over and over addresses poverty and injustice and caring for immigrants and all of that. You can find billions of verses. That's an exaggeration, about that. And that is really what should be the bigger thrust in Christianity if the Bible is going to be your sacred text. The next one is when you have conversations or see in the comments people claiming that one person or another is a false teacher. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Well, and Dan McClellan and other people. But there is this sort of underlying value that would say that there is one absolute truth. There is only one appropriate way to interpret the Bible. There is only one appropriate way to believe about Christianity, when, in fact, you just have to look around at all of the different streams of Christianity to realize there's just not. There's a lot of disagreement. And you don't have to say that somebody's a false teacher to say, I disagree with you. I've got a different way of reading that. And what it does is it turns this into an argument about something that doesn't really matter, instead of a discussion about our differences and learning from each other. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when you're trying to figure out what you believe, you don't have to play on the evangelical field with the rules that they have set up. You can play on your own field. You can give yourself permission to experiment and discover and listen to people who are smart, like scholars like Dan, and say, you know what? I think I believe that too. You don't have to play by their rules.